Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Gluten Free and Celiac Mixing with Lisa. My apologies, I know I'm a couple of minutes late, but I just had to get everything set up. We have to log on to the Wi-Fi, set up Cookie Do, and download a software update when you first get your TM7. So I have done all of that. I've quickly grabbed my ingredients out, but I haven't pre-weighed anything. So we really are going to make this flan all together. Oh, thank you, Galia. You're so sweet. I'm wearing my black and silver outfit to celebrate the beauty that is our new TM7. Absolutely gorgeous looking machine, but in the black is quite new. I know that it's polarizing for some, but I really love that they're using some recycled materials to put the Thermomixes together and, you know, have that sustainable vision for the future. So definitely only available in black at this stage. I will never say never, so who knows what the future might bring, but at the moment it's black and you've got the black and the gorgeous silver tones, so I am dressed to match. So I am going to show you guys what we're making. Oh, Diane's made it live for a change. Fantastic. We've got Wendy here as well. Hello everybody. I'm so excited. This is literally going to be, apart from a little cook that we did at training yesterday, this will literally be my first time cooking in the TM7. So you guys are coming along for the ride. Hi Wendy. Hi Sarah. We are making dessert first. Because why not? And then I will be back on live at 5 p.m. making dinner. So we are making a steamed chocolate flan cake and it is going to be delicious. This recipe is exclusive to the TM7 purely because of the size that we're making this beautiful flan and needing to fit it into our newly designed Varoma. I'm sure you were all here earlier when I did my live unboxing. But we have a much greater capacity on the Varoma. So that's why this recipe is exclusive to the 7. In saying that, those of you who have older models, the 6, the 5, the 31, you could definitely make this. You'll just need to use a smaller container to fit into the Varoma, or the smaller bundt tin will fit, or you could do individual puddings. So that nobody's missing out. Everyone can enjoy this beautiful cake. Hi Jody, hi Jess, hi Megan. Diane's coming in from New Zealand. Oh, thank you, Kalia. You are such a sweetheart. Hi, Kerry. All right, so this is our home screen. I know that it's a little bit hard with the screen brightness, and also I think it's probably backwards for you guys. But what you can see on the home screen here is we've got a have a good day. It actually says have a good one, so it's very Aussie, have a good one. And you're able to pop your name in. So I couldn't fit my full name in, unfortunately, there's a character limit, but we are GF and Celiac Mixing at the moment. You can actually customize your home screen. There are 3 views you can choose from. And I took a little video of the setup and I will post that later so that you can see your options. But I've chosen this one. I like this screen because it's called the organizer screen. It shows you what you've got cooking today. It gives you your access to my week, pre-clean, manual mode, and tutorials and tips. It shows you your bookmarks, recently cooked, obviously nothing's showing up because I haven't cooked on this machine. And then I really love the sections where we've got trending now, fresh from the oven. The pictures haven't loaded because it's obviously still loading. But yeah, and then at the bottom here, you can edit your screen. So I really like that. So we're going to go ahead and have a look at what we're making today. Let's click on show all because I've added 3 recipes. Only the first 2 are popping up there. So we've got the chicken and mushroom rice. That's what we're making for dinner later. So make sure you come back for that. That's where you'll get to see the open cooking mode, which will be really exciting, I know. You'll see the salted caramel sauce. We need that for our flan. In the flan recipe, it actually says a caramel sauce is one of the ingredients. So of course I've just whipped that up. I did that back here in my TM6, my sparkly black. So I've made this salted caramel sauce from Cookie Do. That one's just a matter of throwing in all the ingredients and pressing go. So I didn't think you guys wanted to watch me do that. So I've got that set, ready to go. So we don't need to make that one. We're going to scroll down to the bottom recipe and click. Now, one thing I really love is how fast the reaction time is. So the processing speeds are significantly greater. I am a very impatient kind of person. And if I click on something, I want action. If it doesn't happen quick enough, I start to think I've not pressed it. And then I click next, 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 and end up with 7 skipped steps. So I really like how responsive it is. Hi, let's see who is here. Kayleen and Megan have joined us. us. Kelly, Rosanna, Margaret, I'm so happy you're all here. This is the recipe we're making. So this is steamed chocolate flan cake. Doesn't that sound amazing? It's layered, it's got sauce in it. Oh, it's going to be good. So we can obviously hit start cooking. You're all used to that. But what I really like is along the bottom, it shows overview, ingredients, preparation, tips, and then more. So rather than having to scroll through, you can actually just tap and it brings them straight up. So I really like that. There's our ingredients list. We can, press the wrong spot. We can jump into, okay, hang on. I'm pressing too high. If you press at the very top of the screen, it takes you into a little menu. Hi Kylie, hi Linda. So preparation, so we can have a look through our steps. Let's test these buttons. On the 6, each button in the step is a live button. And that's not currently happening, so we'll see about an upgrade there. We've also got our tips, of course, but we are just going to go ahead and hit start cooking. So let's get started cooking in our TM7. I'm so excited. Let's see what comes up first. Now, you've got to forgive me because you're reading backwards and I'm reading upside down, so neither of us have a good run. All right, step 1, grease and flour a bundt cake tin. Now, you'd think I would have done that already, but I haven't. So I'm just going to quickly grease my bundt tin. While I do that, has anybody got any questions so far about what they're seeing with the TM7? And I'll just give this a quick butter. I know Diane's coming in from New Zealand. Where's everybody else? Hi, Emily. Hi, Georgie. Hi, Ashley. So nice having so many people jumping on. It's very exciting seeing the TM7 in person. And look, I might be biased because, of course, I'm a consultant, but she is pretty. Don't get me wrong, I still love my 6s. I'm still keeping, I've got 3 6s on the bench at the moment. I'll probably get rid of 1, so I think I'll sell 1 and keep 2. So I'll still have 3 machines, 1 7 and 2 6s is my plan. All right, so I'm just roughly, I normally cook in silicone a lot because I really hate greasing tins. Don't know why, it's just not a task I enjoy. Lisa, it's not coming up in Cookie Doo. Diane, I think this recipe might be exclusive to the 7, and you've probably got your search function limited to recipes that you can cook in a 6. I don't see why you can't cook at the 7 as we, in an older model. As we go, you might start to see why, but for now, I think you could. Just have a look at your filters. Otherwise, I'll pop the link below if everybody reminds me. So I've just roughly greased that. Now I've greased my hand as well. Let me just clean that. So I'm just flouring the tin as well. So I'm just popping in the flour and then just sort of tapping it around, dropping the excess back into my flour. So once again, I'm wearing black and I've got flour going everywhere. But anyway, that's my grease and floured tin. Let's set that aside. Apologies, I should have done that earlier. But it's been a bit of a rush here today and I had to squeeze in a Here Fresh client as well this afternoon. So rush as per usual. So let's go ahead and hit next. All right, place bundt tin on mixing bowl lid. I can do that. So take the little cap off so that it sits nice and flush on the lid there. And we might actually be weighing in our caramel already. Yes, weigh into bundt tin on the mixing bowl lid, 130 grams of caramel sauce. Now this part you're gonna love. Watch what happens as I'm live weighing the sauce in. So I'll grab that salted caramel sauce. So that looks absolutely delicious. That's the salted caramel sauce that I made already. I don't actually know how much I've got. We're about to find out. So watch as I pour. I'll come around this side. So you can see the scales here are set to 0 and you'll actually see it move as I go. See how they're increasing? And we're getting closer and closer. And if I'm close enough, see the green line here? It's automatically detecting that I've weighted that in. It's ticked it off. I get a little happy ding. Done. What do we think about that? it automatically detects the ingredients and moves to the next step. How cool is that? And I have some sauce left over, so we'll be able to serve the flan with a little bit of extra caramel sauce too. Let's pop that aside. So there's our greased and floured tin with that beautiful caramel ready to go. All right, next. Set aside. Oh, did that already. Next. Okay, into the bowl. Place. Now watch this. I really, really like this. Can you see the picture here? The Thermomix knows the lid is still on. It knows the lid is on, guys. So I'm going to take the lid off and watch what happens. Did you see it? Did you see it? It automatically zeroed the scales. How many times have you pressed next, thought, okay, 400 grams of water, lid off, start pouring, and realize you're now at negative 1500 grams because you didn't tear it after you took off the lid? It knows. Isn't that so cool? So it has automatically zeroed. Now you might see it moving. It's because I've got the cord hanging down in front of me. Any new Thermi users, a reminder that the cord and that movement does form part of the weight. So you can see it's now negative 6 because I moved the cord. Normally my Thermomixes are on the bench behind me, but it's easier to film here for you guys. So let me just tear that. There we go. All right, so 120 grams of unsalted butter going in. I use whatever butter I have. I don't know if it's salted or unsalted. It's actually unsalted, but I would just use it if it wasn't anyway, personally. So 120 grams of butter diced. So we'll just roughly dice that. I'm sorry, the screen is moving so quickly. If anyone has already asked a question, ask it again because I haven't seen it. I've got lots of action. Hi Charlene, hi Carly, hi Chris, Jeanette, Kerry. Lots of people still jumping on. We're doing our first cook in the TM7 and we're making a steamed chocolate flan. Where are we up to? So 34 grams. Sorry guys, I know you're normally used to me having everything all pre-weighed, and I like to think I do a pretty smooth live, but I ended up with an extra patient today, and I had to pop out and give someone a little ear clean. Their ears were all blocked up and the hearing wasn't very good, so I've squeezed them in this afternoon and therefore didn't prep my ingredients. I apologise. Let's see how, hang on, paper. Try not to cook with paper. So we're up to 119. Let's see what happens when I get this last lot in. 130 on the dot. Watch it, watch it. See how it's running down automatically? Wait for it. Ding! It knows. Okay, next. All right, we're going to melt that butter. So that's a perfect chance for you guys to ask some questions. So watch this. Lid on. It automatically... Watch. Wait. There we go. I was wondering why that didn't happen. Push the lid on properly, Lisa. And you will see that it automatically detects the lid. So I'll pop my little cap in as well because that is in the image. And we're going to press play. So no dialing. Ooh, how quiet is that? That's all the hard butter in there. Now, granted, it is only stirring. I can't actually see here. Speed 2. There it is. It's down here. So it's only on speed 2, but normally it would be louder already, and we're just melting the butter. But because the butter was put in hard chunks, I can hear it a little bit. But yeah, you don't have to dial up the screen anymore. It's all pre-filled. Time, temperature, speed. It's just a play and a pause. And are you ready? Watch this. If you take the lid off, it automatically stops. Now the lid will be locked at higher speed than 2. So if you're at speed 7, you cannot just whip the lid off. It will lock. But at lower speeds, you can open it, add something, keep going. It automatically pauses. It won't let me press play because there's no lid. And if I pop the lid back on, and if I get it on correctly, it automatically restarts. Is that not the coolest thing? Okay, love it. We can still look ahead. So let's go ahead and just check what's coming so I can get my ingredients ready. So it says future step, and we need milk, sugar, flour, cocoa, eggs, vanilla, and baking powder. So what I'm gonna do is crack my 2 eggs and grab a ½ teaspoon measure, which I will need for the vanilla. Oh, I'm not going to measure the vanilla, but I will need it for the baking powder. Do we have any questions, guys? Who wants to know something? Hit me. So we need 2 eggies, cocoa powder I'll grab a spoon for that. We need a ½ teaspoon measure. half a teaspoon. We'll need the baking powder, I think. We need flour, and can you hear how quiet that is now? Listen, you can barely hear anything. It's stirring and melting the butter. All right, got my flour. So obviously, guys, this is not a gluten-free recipe. I'm making it gluten-free. The quantity of flour in this step is 120 grams. It might be some in the next step, I can't recall, but that's low enough that you can do a straight swap and you'll have a great result. So we've got cocoa. I'll grab a spoon for that. We've got flour and sugar. We've got eggs, milk. Okay, so I think I've got everything ready. Why don't we crack these eggs into, oh, we don't need to. You hear that? Isn't that so cute? You'll also notice the light here. Okay, thank you. Back to current step. There we go. You'll also notice the light. It's not red because it's not hot, and I actually can't feel a single skerrick of warmth through the bowl, but we have heated to 60 degrees to melt that butter, so the bowl is warmer than it was. So I think there are 4 colors. There's a green, like a yellowy green, and then like an orangey red, and then red. So there's 4 stages where it'll give you that warning about the temperature. All right, so our butter has melted. Oops, so you can't do that. You have to press next. I learnt that yesterday. All right, 100 grams of milk. Watch what happens as I pour the milk in. It'll automatically tick off this step. This is the first step we've done together that had multiple ingredients. So it'll be good for you to see how that works. Now I'll have to come to the side because I can't see the scales. Okay, there's 100, and it's going to automatically tick this step off. Done. All right, 120 grams of sugar. I've never made this recipe before, so I'm following it step by step. But if I get to the end and we enjoy it and we want to make it again, I might try reducing the sugar a little bit. So you'll see that after it ticks each step off, the scales automatically tear again. Okay, 120 grams of sugar is in. And next up is 120 grams of plain flour. So this is the Well and Good flour. Well and Good gluten-free plain flour is what I'm using. Oh, 105, that was pretty close. 122, perfect. That's setting to auto tick. All right, 30 grams of cocoa powder next. How cute's the little tick sound? 30 grams of cocoa powder. Or not. I thought I was getting a bit low, so luckily I got out another one. Just getting every last little bit out of that. So that was only 19 grams. So I do have another pack of cocoa here. I thought that might have not been enough. So good. The screen. Yes, isn't the screen amazing? It's huge. Everything you need is right there. And I love how it ticks off each step. That's so cool. All right, I just need to top up the cocoa. So we needed 30 grams, wasn't it? Yep, so another 11. You'll notice that that moves slowly because I'm pouring slowly, but it will move faster as you're pouring faster too. So it's really intuitive. It's really like lifelike, if you like. All right, cocoa is in. Jess says, I think I need to make this. Can it be done in 6? I'm sure it can, Jess. Diane mentioned she couldn't find the recipe before. I'm guessing it's the search filters. So change your filters to include 7 recipes. I'm guessing is the issue, but I'll have a look into it after if you guys remind me. So cocoa's ticked off. 2 eggs. 1. I don't know if it'll automatically tick these eggs off. We're about to find out. 2. No, I didn't think so because there's no way, there's no sensation for the Thermomix that it's gone in. So I'm going to have to manually tick this one off. I'll just rinse my hands. All right, so we tick them off. Tick. Half a teaspoon of natural vanilla. I don't weigh things like vanilla. I'm just going to go that much. And you can, I don't think you actually have to tick them too. Like if I left that unticked and just went onto the baking powder, you could totally skip it. So half a teaspoon of baking powder. And yeah, you can just press next. You don't have to tick them off, but I do like that they auto tick. All right, so mixing for 15 seconds, speed 5. Now again, the play button is grayed out. It knows it doesn't have a lid. It's not going to let me do anything. But if I pop my lid on, it detects it automatically. The play comes up. Time and speed are pre-filled. I just have to hit play. Now listen. Pretty quiet. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Isn't the sound nice? It's cute. All right, next, transfer to the prepared bunting. Yeah, so it's a layered cake, is what I'm trying to say. So let's get this into our tin, and then we'll make the second layer. So lifting that off. And using my handy dandy new spatula, I am going to pour that into the bundt tin. I think you guys can see that okay, can't you? Ooh, this actually smells really good. The cocoa's given it a really lush, rich chocolate smell. See how much I'm getting out with that spatula too, like it's really quite efficient. Okay, so it really cleans the bowl quite nicely. So I've got my hand on a very funny angle there. There we go. So, just like always, I am going to do a little bit of a blitz to get, oh actually I should show you, just get the rest of the food from around the blades there. So let's pop that back on, like so. Let's stand our spatula up so we don't make a mess. And let's give it a little blitz to get the rest of the batter. So if I swipe down here, I can bring up, so we've got timer, we've got scales, and then I think we've got pre-clean. Yeah, the pre-clean comes up. How cool is that? So we're obviously just going to go and press home and click on manual mode. And I just want to, oh, sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. My phone had a bit of an error. I'm assuming I'm still live. My phone just locked. That's very strange. My apologies. We're going to preset that to 8. So there's presets there, and just hit play. And it only takes a second. So we're just flicking the food off the bottom of the blades like we would normally. Let's have a look. Yeah, perfect. So we want to get all of that yummy batter out. So there you go. Now I've flipped it off the blades, and I will do my usual scrape again and collect all of that. The bowl definitely feels heavier, that extra insulation, which has so many positives. Obviously, there is the fact that it does weigh more. So for anybody with shoulder issues who's thinking about buying now, I don't know if that's potentially a reason why you would consider the 6 over the 7, but I can feel the difference. Or maybe it's just because I went really hard at Pilates this morning and my arms are killing me, I don't know. All right, so we've basically got, again, awkward, sorry, what was this? We've basically got all of that out of the base there. I'm going to just collect the excess here off the spatula and slip that in. And pop my spatula up and give my hands a rinse, and let's see what the next step is. All right, so I don't know if that's smooth enough. I haven't smoothed it out at all. We'll see what it says. So let's go out of manual mode and jump back into the recipe. No? Oh, wait, hang on, I can't see upside down. I'm coming around so we can have a look together. There we go. Step 9 of 21, we're straight back into it. So set aside, clean and dry mixing bowl. Oh, I did not anticipate that. All right, let's do a pre-clean together because we need to clean and dry the mixing bowl for the next step. I think the next layer of the cake is like a white layer, so all the chocolate in there is obviously a problem. So I'm just going to wipe the outside edge, and then we're going to pop in some soap and water and do a pre-clean together. All right, so that's where our shortcuts at the top of the screen are going to come in really handy. Those shortcuts are going to be game changing. So if I swipe down, I can go straight to pre-clean. And instead of having to read through everything, you've actually got images. So I'm assuming you guys can see that. But we've got quick, universal, dough, browning, or fat and caramel. And it actually shows you a view down into the bowl of how bad the bottom might be. So we're going to choose quick. And you can press show tips if you're not sure what to do. And it's telling us to add in some water and some soap. So let's do that. All right. So I've popped in some water and some soap, and let's do a pre-clean. Now you might notice that with this bowl, the handle does need to face to the front. It locks into the base. So previously the bowl would go flat as well, the same thing, but the lid you might have been able to put off center. You have to have it all lined up. So you'll get used to that really quickly. Let's hit play and let's catch up and see if I missed any questions. Oh, it's so quiet. I can't even hear it. I think it's just warming at the moment. Let me see what I've missed. Oh, I'm still live. That's good. Looks good. Haley and Ange and Jenny, oh, they're heading home. So they're driving home. So some of my thermo friends came to training yesterday. They're on their way home. Hi, girls. Jules is wanting one. God, it is hard to see the screen. Hi, Bez. Lovely to have you here. All right, I think I've caught up on all the questions. We've got so many people here. For those who have just joined, we are making a steamed chocolate flan cake. So we've done the caramel sauce, we've done the first layer. I might smooth this out. I feel like it needs to be smooth. So I'm just smoothing it out, trying to keep the caramel sauce all down at the top there. Oh, there we go. That was quick, wasn't it? And you just heard it unlock then too. So because it was at a higher speed, the lid was locked. So that's the safety features all there. All right, I've just smoothed that out a little bit. That looks better, doesn't it? Now we're going to make the top layer for our flan. All right. So our pre-clean is done. I'll tip that out, give it a rinse and show you how efficient that has been. All right, so I've just given it a rinse. That's the bowl, so it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I'll just give it a quick dry. All right, so just a rough wash and a rough dry. There is still a little bit of debris, a little bit of chocolate around the bowl, but I'm not worried about that. So let's keep going back on and back into it. So we have done the first caramel layer. We've done the chocolate layer. Let's make the plain layer. So in goes evaporated milk. Thank you everyone for joining me. It's so exciting. We're cooking for our very first time in the TM7. And we're making a steamed chocolate flan cake. So the scales, I need to tear it because I'm kicking the cord around. All right, let's go. 160 grams of, 160 grams of sweetened condensed milk. Lucky I read that again. Oh, I love sweetened condensed milk, don't you? 160 grams going in. See how fast it's moving, like I was saying before? It actually knows what's going on. If you're moving quick, it's moving quick. If you're going really slow, see how it's slowed down? All right, there we go. 161, it's gonna tick off automatically. Done. Evaporated milk is 270. $270 done. Next up is cream cheese, 90 grams. How cute's the little noise? The little noise. All right, so in goes our cream cheese. It's on 0, yes it is. So let's go 90 grams. That's 30. $71. 78, almost there. That'll do 86. Oh, hang on, I'll get a little bit more. The end just got a bit crunchy because it was sitting in the fridge. 88, 89. All right, so you have to go over. So I've got exactly 89 grams and it's not going to auto tick off. So if I just add a touch more, it will. There you go. All right, 3 medium eggs. Three eggs going in. Has anybody that is watching ordered a TM7? Is there anybody who's ordered or who's on the fence? Tell me below. 2, and I know we have a couple of consultant friends on, so they're probably earned theirs for free. We're a lucky bunch. All right, 3 eggs are in, and then some vanilla extract. Again, it's a teaspoon. Again, I'm not measuring, so that much is a teaspoon, we'll say, and that's it. So let's press next. All right, so speed 5 for 1 minute. Again, that's all pre-filled. You don't have to think about anything. Jody has pre-ordered. Yay! That's so exciting. All right, so we're going to go ahead and press play. There we go. Carly has called her TM6 Thelma. I love that. Hi, Anne. Diane's ordered one. Fantastic. All right, so we're doing a 1 minute blend, and then we're going to carefully pour this mixture over the rest of the flan in the base here. I might pop it into the varoma first so that I do not have to move it once it's got all that soft liquid on top. There we go. All right. 15 seconds, almost there. By the way, the lid, it's locked, I can't get it off. Stuck. So as I was saying, you can pull the lid off during a cook as long as you're below speed 2, and it will pause automatically unless you're in open cooking mode, and then it will keep cooking. Let's press next so that doesn't keep going. You cannot pull the lid off at high speeds, okay? So carefully pour over the chocolate mixture in the tin. So let's do that. Oh, look at that. So that's our top layer blended there. So I'm going to use my spatula to gently pour this over so that I don't got, an indent into this one. And let's see if we can do this without making a mess. Oh, there we go. All right. So that is our flan. I think all we need to do now is cover with baking paper and a layer of cling film and tie it with string, so keep that layer on the top, and then we're going to pop it in. Pop it into the Varoma dish and we are going to steam it. So we'll be adding in water, I imagine. Yep, in goes our water. We're going to put it onto Varoma and steam that baby away. So I'm going to get that on really quickly now. Join me back here at 5, let's call it 5:15 p.m. So 5:15, and we will have a look at this finished flan, and we will start our chicken rice for dinner using, for the first time, the new open cooking mode in the TM7. So thank you very much for joining me. We've got so many people on. We have made a beautiful steamed chocolate flan cake. It is going to go ahead now and steam in the Varoma, and I will see you back here at 5:15 p.m. Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane time. That is an hour and 34 minutes from now. If I've got it, no. Yeah, that's right. An hour and 34 minutes from now. I will see you then, and we will make our beautiful dinner, chicken and rice. I'm Lisa from Gluten-Free and Celiac Mixing. Thank you for joining me for my very, very first TM7 cook. I'll see you soon for our first meal made in the TM7 using the open cooking mode. Bye.